If you remember, a few weeks ago I bought this drain plug in sharpening rights. It was an absolute bargain. It was just under £8, £7 something I think, as opposed to 20 odd pounds, 23, 25 pounds in various stores online, in eBay and Amazon. And it's got a tapered thread on it, so it won't go all the way through. It actually tightens up on itself, so forming a good seal. And I've had a look on YouTube at various films that I can find concerning fitting a drain plug, and some fit them from the inside and some from the outside. And having tried to work inside the keel with power tools, there isn't much room in there, and I think I wouldn't be able to get a very good position to drill the holes for the fixing screws. So I decided to mount it on the outside, and it'll be sealed in with some Sikaflex once it's all ready to be fitted properly for permanent after I've painted. So what I'm going to do today is drill out the drain plug hole, and in order to do that I've cut a plug using that hole saw on the drill press from an offcut and sanded it down so that it forms a nice tight fit in the hole in the back of the keel. And I'm going to use that as a guide to cut out the hole for the drain plug. If you just keep drilling, the dust builds up and can turn you off of the path that you would like to go. So if you keep clearing the hole, you shouldn't come up with that shouldn't become a problem. Oops, bugs come out. There we go. That's cleared that. Let's see if that'll fit flush now. The depth of the flange is just a little bit longer than the depth of the hole to the original bronze fitting, and it's rocking around a little bit. So I'm going to have a look at it now and see what I can come up with. Well, that didn't take too long to do, only a couple of minutes, and it's all nicely seated against the face of the keel end, and the screws are fitted. So when I take it off, I just sand up the area, and it's got to be painted first anyway, but I should sand it all up, and then it'll be gummed up with Sikaflex and then screwed in to form a watertight seal. Hopefully a watertight seal, because obviously it's quite an important thing to be sealed up. Hi everybody, it's Ade here from Skidmore Second-Hand Tyres. This is part 20 of the boat restoration. It's been a while since my last post about the boat, because we've had the winter, the cold weather, some work I had to do indoors, and also I've had a lot of work in to get through and finished, and some collecting to do of parts for the next part of the project. I think say I was looking at the trailer next, because the boat is in a position where once it's painted I need to turn it back over again to fit out the inside, and I need it back on the trailer, and this trailer is rather rubbish really. It's good for a pattern as to what to make, but it's no good as a trailer anymore. It's too much rust, it's too far gone. So to that end, I've been collecting bits and pieces. There's still a bit to get, but I've amassed enough to start working on it, and I need as well, like, some good weather, which we've been having the last few days, so I can work outside on it, because there's grinding to do and I don't want to get any sparks on the boat because they just make pot marks all over it, and cutting and a bit of welding and stuff like that. So I'll show you the trailer and the bits I've got to make the new one as well. Before that, I'd like to give a shout out to a guy called Fenland Survivor. I found him a few weeks ago. He's not got very many subs, but he goes out, he lives in Norfolk, he goes out on the, I don't know, I imagine the Norfolk Broads and around that area in a little inflatable canoe with his gear, and he camps in the wildest parts that he can, out of the way of everyone. And it's a lovely part of the country, and he's done some really nice camps up there, and he does a bit of this and that woodcrafty sort of stuff and things. So I'd like to just give a shout out to him. Go along and check him out. You might like what he does. Certainly I did, and it's part of the ethos behind doing this boat, is to go out and do some wild camping in it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it in a canoe because my limited experience of it, I've got terrible balance, and I just see myself getting wet every time I go out in it, really. As lovely as it is, I just can't see myself climbing in and out of it with all the gear on, unlike other people like Marcus, OCD 86 and Pete Wiseman and even Wall, when Wall had his canoe. They're all inspiration for this project, and I sort of stepped up the size of the vehicle, the craft, to suit my abilities to stand upright without falling over. Anyway, so hope you check out Fenland Survivor, and I'll get on and show you the bits about the trailer. It is actually just over a year. It's about a few days over. I think it was the 16th. I've got it down here. 16th when I 16th of April last year when I started the Revealed the Boat project, and it's the 22nd today, so it's just over a year, and I've had a good 3 months off it now. Like I say, I've been champing it a bit to get back at it, but there's an awful lot of stuff to collect up to and to source, and some that I still haven't sourced, but it's getting there to the point where I've got more or less everything I need and everything I can use to do the trailer. So I'm going to make a start on it, start drilling some holes and fitting things together. So let me show you what is going on with that. I've detached the cross member from the spine because it's all rusted out, and those suspension units are shot, and the wheels are only 3-bolt fixing, and most modern ones, if not all modern ones today, are 4-bolt, and the tyres are shot as well. So there's nothing to save really on here, apart from maybe the bilge supports, but I'd like to get new ones of those as well. They're around the back because they're a bit shot. But I'm having trouble finding the brackets for them. I can find the support, the post and their runner, but I can't find the brackets that hold them onto the cross member. And the spine is pretty shot as well. It's bent in 3 different places and rusty as well, so that's got to go. It's actually just a piece of scaffold pole, and I've got a new one of those as well. So I'll show you what I've got new now, and then it'll be the process of measuring up excuse me, and drilling out and fitting things together. There's a piece of channel iron, 6mm channel iron there, and one of the stub axles. There's the other one, and they're 350 kilogram stub axles, which is plenty enough for this boat. The channel is twice as thick, if not a bit more, than the original cross member, which hopefully will give it some stability low down for taking it along the road. There's the bearings next to the stub axle, and they've got the wheel mounting plates on them and grease nipples fitted, so they can be kept lubricated, because the wheels are going to be submerged every time you put the trailer in the water to get the boat on and off, so they need to be kept regularly greased. And then behind that is a tub of grease and the mud guards, and then the tyres and wheels. That all came as one kit, all the fixing bolts, and there's a couple of plates there for when you put them on a certain sort of trailer. They go to the top side of the cross member and then bolt through and through onto the sub axle plates, and that's the assembly for that. There are bits and pieces I've got to add on, like I say, 2 risers with swivelling rollers on for rolling along the wooden bilge runners to keep it stable, stop it from rocking. And then I've got to get some U-bolts to drill through and fix the spine on to the cross member, and then attach the rollers on that, and the towing hitch, and the, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe the prow hook, and the winch, which I should take off the old spine, because that's still in good working order for winding the boat on and off the trailer. So I think I'm going to call this one done. It's more of an update than actually any real progress, because there hasn't been any progress apart from acquiring some parts, and I've still got to get some more bits, which I hope to do in the next week or so. I've still got a lot of work on actually coming in. Every time I think, oh yeah, I'll be able to get going on this, some more work comes in. So I've got to knock that out as well. Carry on living and buying bits for this, and hopefully it won't be too long before this is done to the point where I can then paint the boat and put it back on the trailer to fit out the inside. So thanks for watching and subscribing and following the progress up to now. As I'm sorry it's been a long time without, but it has been too cold to work up here, and it hasn't been, I haven't had the parts, and I've had other work to do anyway, so it was nice to have a break from it, but I'm champing at the bit to get going on it again. So I'll see you all soon. Cheerio.